Hey friends, Christy here with Little Roots Ranch, and happy 2026, which is so crazy to me. I feel like the last year went by really fast, and of course, every time we dip into the new year and the days are getting longer, I just get more excited about the coming year, or I guess this year now. And the garden and the tomatoes I want to grow and peppers and all the things I want to can, and of course our farm stand and all that. But anyways, so I'm really excited about the upcoming gardening season. But I wanted to do a video today to reflect on the 2025 by month, the earnings that I had from YouTube. And this video is always a popular video, so I really like doing it. And I'm also really proud of myself for going for it. And, you know, when I get comments about how, you know, new gardeners starting their garden or experienced gardeners in the comments, like sharing their stuff or even giving me feedback, or just the community at large, I just really love that. And I'm the biggest garden advocate on all levels of gardening, by the way. Even simple window container garden in an apartment, big farm, one apple tree, whatever it is. I am the biggest supporter of people growing food, and then of course also preserving food, but that's a smaller part of my content. So I'm going to go through, because I know everyone's very curious, and so I always like to share, because every penny that I've ever gotten has been from viewers like you who watch my content, and especially interacting with it, like liking or sharing, commenting, whatever. And so I really appreciate that. But so I'll talk about what I did and then talk a little bit more about my channel and stuff like that. Okay, so first thing first. So last year, I should have pulled the number, but last year I know I was 100 air. And that was really exciting. And this year, just to remember that any month that I do not make over $100, it gets rolled into the following month. And so there are a few of those, and so I'll explain them. But okay, so January, $0. And that's pretty common, especially for me, because it usually, there isn't so much going on in the garden, and so the money that I do get usually doesn't make that, and so it rolls into February, which is larger, which is $385.99. Then we have March. March is always my biggest one, because that's right about when everybody is firing up their garden, and it's such an exciting time. And I made $679.59. And then April was $219.26. And then we start to taper a little bit from there, because everyone gets busy, myself included. So May, I made $152.52. And June, I made $154.16. In July, I made $119.04. In August, I made $128.72. In September, $125.56. In October, $0. In November, $161.36, and December, $0. I did get feedback. I think my January one is, I think, around 119 or something like that, and that would include December and January. So I don't know exactly like where the cutoff is, but these are payments that were received into my account for each month, and so there's a little bit of a lag. Also to note is that when I get the money for the month going to the actual account is delayed 2 months, and then the reporting, like letting me know, is delayed 1 month. So I find out like almost a month later, and then a month after that, I get the money deposited into my account. And which I really love, because I always use the money to buy all of my seeds and some of the stuff to help with the garden and all of that. And so I really love the YouTube gardening community or whatever. But okay, last year I talked about that the biggest video I ever had was from years prior, and it was how to know when your jam is ready or jelly is ready. More specifically, the gel test, which if you do canning, you know that especially at the beginning, is really hard to tell. and that is still my best video. Following that are February videos, kind of spread out, but seed starting setups, like how they look, specifically indoor, or what to start, because February and March is when everything gets going and it's so exciting. And then during the summer, it's a lot of the tour videos or just general information videos. And then in the fall, I generally do canning videos, or a few canning videos, because that's not too much going on in the garden. I usually talk about garden journaling and stuff like that, but I try and do a couple canning videos. I know that there's requests for more, and also trying to find the time for everything is really hard. But yeah, that's kind of the flow for how the videos go. So the grand total is $2,126.20, which means that I am a thousandaire, and that is really, or a double thousandaire, or couple thousandaire. Either way, I'm really excited because that's the most I've ever earned on YouTube. So that feels really nice. The best piece, I know a lot of people watch this video for different reasons. One, just people who follow me and stuff like that, but also people who are wanting to start their own channels. And I don't remember if I gave this piece of advice in my last video, but my best piece of advice would be to let YouTube find the people who fit the best with your channel. And here's what I mean by that. So let's say you want to start a channel, no matter what it is, RC cars, gardening, opera singing, whatever it is. If you have all of your friends or family members start watching your videos to boost your activity or whatever, but then if your friends and family are not people that would truly watch your video, then, like, on their own, if they didn't know you, then it skews your algorithm. And so, like, for instance, if you are an RC car person or whatever, and all your family is really into gardening, for instance, without a crossover, and if you're having them watch it, YouTube's gonna be like, okay, people who like gardening like RC cars, and well, there's some usually that those are completely different hobbies or whatever, and so it'll show to other people who won't be interested, and then it won't grow. But if you allow, even though it's a little bit of a slower start, I promise it goes further. Allow YouTube to find the people that resonate the best with your channel, even if it's slow growing. Because when they identify, which that's their whole like money-making platform, like they do that well, like better than any of us could ever do. And so if you let them find the people that will truly engage and like and follow your channel long-term, then you will have the most success. So don't fall into the like for like, or I'll follow your channel, you follow mine, or I'll like this, or I'll comment on everything, or whatever it may be. In the short term, it feels kind of good, but in the long term, it really puts you in the wrong group and really cuts you off from growing. I never fell into that with YouTube, but I did fall into that with Instagram, and I have never had success. I think I started following a bunch of other farmers, mostly flower farmers actually. I think it was in a flower farming group, and it was a like for like kind of thing. This was years ago. But I noticed that it just never took off the way that I felt that it should have. And I think it took a really long time to like figure out like, oh, that isn't the algorithm. You know what I mean? Like, it's just, I don't really know how to explain it, but I promise the slow growth is worth it. And I remember the first time I got to like 100 views on a video, or even really, I remember like having like 4 to 8, you know, like organic views, and thinking, oh man, I'm never gonna do anything with the channel. But it does happen. It's slow, but I promise it does happen. And then also it puts you in the right community of people who are like-minded and share whatever hobby it is that you're doing on YouTube. So that's definitely my best piece of advice, and probably what I will say every single year, because I do think people try to, and correctly so, to think about like, oh, how to network or whatever, but it's a short-term thing. And so, but anyways, so I wanted to share my YouTube earnings, and I'm really excited. And as I said in the beginning of the video, I want to say thank you to literally all of you, because each and every view contributes to it. I think, I'll be honest, I'm not as great of following the analytics or whatever, or the data and stuff like as I should. I'm a farmer first, but I think depending on the time of year, the audience, the video, and basically whatever, but I get approximately, I think it's like anywhere from $12 to like $22 per 1,000 views. And then there's other factors that go into, so that's like roughly, I think it's called like CPM or something like that, count per million. No, but the million is 1,000. Anyways, I'm not exactly sure, but that's how it works. And then there's other factors as far as like how many people stay to the end of the video, how many people leave in the first 30 seconds of the video, are parts like rewatched, if there are popular parts, then those segments like might make it onto Google, or like one of the quick answer things or whatever. There's a lot of like minutia and stuff that goes with it. And there's definitely a lot of people who would be better than me at like dialing down on that. But for me, I mostly just make content that I like. I get a lot of comments that I'm too long-winded, and I'm like, I'm long-winded. That's my content, But there are a lot of people who also comment and say, thank you for explaining it so, in detail, and like it really helped, or some of the complex things. And we all enjoy different types of content. And so, if you're someone who likes my content, thank you. But anyways, so that was my video. I need to talk about garden prep in upcoming videos. And then of course, getting things ready for me on the farm. I'll do a video about this too, is that in January, which this would be kind of for hothouse or indoor, like this is kind of a long-term thing, but because I have the hothouse, I will be doing it. That Costco one that's like 6 by, 10 or whatever it is. But I'm gonna fire up the heater and get some herbs started and stuff like that, because I love herbs, and I'm gonna sell herbs at the farm stand. And then I'm also doing something interesting this year. I'm doing Tiny Tim and Micro Tom tomatoes. And so they grow like, I don't know, up to 8 or 12 inches or something. They're really small, like meant for patios, balconies, kitchens, whatever. You can also plant them in the ground too, but for their size, they are extremely productive. They're not, of course, going to produce as much as a full-size determinate and definitely a full-size indeterminate. However, for the space that it allots, they're fantastic. So I gotta get those all started and all that stuff, but it's gonna be a busy year. I hope that you were with me through all of it, and I'll continue to share update videos. Thank you for watching. Happy gardening, and talk to you later. Bye.